How is everyone doing today? And in this video, we are going to be talking about everyone's signature or unique mechanic only to their kit. This isn't going to be in any order, but we are going to be talking about every single character currently in the game, and we're going to be talking about how to do it, how it works, what's the benefit of it, and all that different type of stuff. So before we get into all that, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub, all that different type of stuff, and let me know if you learned something new today once we get past all the other characters and talking about what they do. Let's go ahead and start talking about our first character, which is Grace. Now, Grace is an anomaly character which basically works on shocking characters, and for her mechanic, it's going to be working with her zap stacks. Now, the way she earns these stacks is by doing dash attacks, basic attacks, and everything in regards to her gun. She's gonna be able to accumulate certain amount of these zap stacks, and once you get a certain amount or the max amount of these zap stacks, you're able to expend them all for extra anomaly built up on the character. The first time I do the grenade, you're gonna see that we fill it up around 75% in regards to all of the anomaly built up on the character, and once we have full stacks of zap, we end up actually getting a guaranteed shock or a shock onto this particular enemy. So this gives you a more chance of being able to shock enemies, and especially looking at how we have a bunch of characters that benefit off of shock when it comes to characters like Reena, who's able to extend it, and same even with Anton, who's able to get a damage boost from shock as well. So it's very important to look at and make sure that you notice that you might want to go ahead and throw in some basic attacks when it comes to getting that extra electric anomaly buildup, which is going to help you overall with a lot of the robots in the game, and also with spamming shock, which is going to do for some big numbers, especially if you have something like Reena and Anton on the account. The next character is going to be Anby, my personal favorite character in the game. Now, Anby, if you didn't know, has a hold version of her attacks, which you do after the third hit in her normal string. As you see here, when you do the 3 hits on the character and then do your special not within the timing, you're gonna get around 50 to 60 days on the character. Now, when you go ahead and time it correctly, when you use your EX skill after the 3 hits, you're gonna get so much more days on top of it, because this plays into her actual core passive. Not only that, whenever you do your EX skill, you can actually follow this up with the hold attack as well, something they don't really tell you in the move list itself. So you can go ahead and do the 3 normal attacks into your EX skill and then the hold attack right after. You can also flip-flop that order at the very end, which is being able to do the 3 light attacks, then you do the heavy attack, and then the EX skill, not losing the fast version and the increased days version of that skill, which I think is a very fun thing to do with Anby. And not only that, you can also cancel all of this while she's in the air to go into her ult for an absolutely nasty amount of days that you're going to add onto the enemy. The next thing is going to be for Ellen, which she has a couple of different things that you can do within her moveset, which is being able to hold out on her last hit in her normal string, and also to gain the flash free stacks, which you get from holding dodge or double tapping dodge, and that way you're able to go into the roaming state and allow you to do a quick version of the scissor hit, which is going to give you 1 stack, and a long version of the scissor hit, which is going to give you 3 stacks, which gives her flash freeze, which not only that gives her crit damage, but also gives her ice infusion on her weapon. Not only that, for Ellen, quick assists are very, very important when it comes to being able to get a quick version of the roaming state, and not only that, a very quick version of the long hold version of the scissor strike. So it is actually very important to be able to turn it into your gameplay, being able to use the quick assists, which allow you to do a lot more damage and have permanent uptime on your ice damage, which is a very big thing for her, especially because she gets increased crit damage whenever you actually go ahead and expend these flash free stacks. The next character is going to be Reena, and Reena is by far one of the strongest characters for sure in this game, and a character you should definitely look out for if you end up losing your 50-50 or get it on the standard banner. Now, Reena's main mechanic is, of course, being able to help with the quick switch in, which is going to be coming from her skill, her ultimate, and her chain attack, which is overall very, very strong, especially if you pair it with characters like Ellen and also Anton. But one of the main things for her mechanics is going to be her puppet staying on the field, which gives pen ratio to whoever is active on the field. So if these characters are done with their normal attacks, or they're done with their skill or ultimate, these puppets will stay on the field for a certain amount of time, which allows them to give pen ratio to whoever is active on the field. Now, you don't want to switch into Reena very quickly, because this will pick up the puppets and you will lose this buff for whoever else is going to switch right back in. So for as much as you can, try to use as much damage, try to do as much damage with these DPSs or whoever else you're using while these puppets are on the field, because that pen ratio bonus is going to be absolutely massive in the boost of damage you're going to be doing, which is a really nice thing to have. One thing that is special about Reena that I forgot to mention is that she actually keeps her normal attack count no matter what she does. So if you do a couple of attacks and then you start dashing, you are still able to carry on for whatever number of attacks you've left off in your string. So if you did 1, 2, and 3 and then you left and started dashing around and then came back for the next normal attack, it is going to be the last hit of your string. So being able to carry this with not only doing your last hit and then coupling it with your skill, or maybe doing your skill first and then do your basic attack, that is going to allow you to do a lot more damage, a lot more anomaly buildup, and so much more for the team. Our next thing is going to be Nicole, our character with the most discovered hidden moves in the game. Now for Nicole, she has her regular skill, which you do with a light tap or you do with a hold, but Nicole actually has different versions of her skill, because Nicole can not only quick assist as well, which is a very important thing, but Nicole can also do a 360 motion with your movement direction. I don't know how to say it for the keyboard and mouse, but if you use controller, if you spin it in a 360 motion for the thumbstick, then you're able to sit on the briefcase and this gives you another animation. This is going to be a longer and also stronger orb that you're going to be throwing out, and not only that, you're also able to go ahead and go into her regular normal hold skill, then cancel it into her 360 version of her skill, and then the orb comes out. That is a lot of ether buildup and can almost guarantee corruption when you actually get this done. Not only that, if you do your 360 motion on the skill and you don't let it charge up and you tap the skill button after you were holding it, then you're able to lob it in the air and have Nicole in the sitting position where the orb comes out very quickly, and then does the same exact thing with pulling characters in and also doing a fat ton of more pull in and also longer duration of the orb itself. Really great move. And not only that, you can also switch in while she's doing this if you don't really need the quick assist. So this is a really nice thing. Go ahead and go into the next character, which is Lucy, one of our more recent units to come out, and she doesn't have a crazy mechanic when it comes to how she works, but with being able to give cheer on from her skill, which gives everyone else an attack buff, she has a way to make the pigs do a guaranteed move or remember a move, which is a really cool thing to have for her kit. As you may know, when you do her EX skill, she will spawn in 3 pigs. These 3 pigs will do random moves as they hurt the enemy, and while you do your 4th basic attack in her string for Lucy, guess what you're able to do? You're able to actually force them to do a move, which is the spinning attack, which actually does quite a bit of damage and can also hit them for a good amount of days if you have your Lucy built up. This is a really strong thing to have, especially with abusing not only quick assist, but also to be able to have that light string, which is going to force these pigs to do that damage, and it's going to have them with more frequency of hitting these attacks, which is a really good thing for Lucy, and adds on a lot more damage if you're able to time in those 4th string hits in her basic attack. The next character is going to be Saku, and Saku is a character that a lot of people are using, not only because she's free, but also because she's super good with Ellen. Now, one thing with Saku that a lot of people are doing is pressing the EX skill and also holding it down, immediately switching into the next character. But there's one tip that you want to do in regards to learning how to play with Saku, and that's to actually use her ice infused attacks. When you end up having Saku, especially with her 3 vortex stacks, once you expend all of them by holding the EX skill button, you're able to do ice infused damage, and after you're done with your fly the flag attack, you can tap square to be able to do a spinning attack that lasts quite a bit of time while you're able to quick assist. The benefits of this 100% are that you're able to do a lot more damage with Saku because she hits pretty hard, surprisingly. But not only that, the enemies are still taunted onto Saku while you're on the other ally, which is a very big deal because while they're still trying to hit Saku while she's invulnerable, you have another character that can do more damage as well, while both are doing damage at the enemy at the same time. It is actually very strong in regards to being able to do more DPS and also to use more of the character's mechanics. That way you're able to not only get support from them, but also damage from them. The next character is going to be Anton. Now, Anton doesn't necessarily have a crap ton to his kit in regards to how he works, which is a little surprising because everyone else is having something really cool with them. But Anton is the only character to be able to change his moveset by the touch of his skill, which is honestly a really cool thing to see. With him having his electric drill, he's able to have a lot more shock buildup, and not only that, he has a very strong quick assist, which he's able to build up a lot of electric anomaly, which is allowing him to do shock so many different times, which ends up buffing his kit and works really well if you're using characters like Reena, Grace, and then Anton. It is overall a really strong thing to have for him. But other than that, he's not really that crazy in regards to what extra stuff he can do. The next character is going to be Corin, and Corin is another character that's pretty simple in regards to that extended move they can do, which is usually on the second hit and fourth hit, if I'm not wrong, of Corin's basic attack. And also in regards to her skill and ultimate, you can hold all of these down by holding the attack button, which will allow for a lot more damage, a lot more buildup, and a lot more days. She's actually a really cool unit and a really fun one at that, but that's pretty much it when it comes to Corin. The next one is going to be Billy, a character not a lot of people are using in regards to the combat right now in the game, but he does have a couple of cool things in his kit that maybe might be explored in the future. One of them is that he gets a damage bonus whenever he's in his crouching state, which is a really cool thing you get when you hold down the attack button. And the next one is the very powerful part of his kit that I think not a lot of people are going to be using for quite a minute until someone ends up showcasing it, and that might have to be me. But Billy has the ability, when he does his chain attack, to be able to gain stacks for his ultimate, and these stacks are going to accumulate a damage bonus for his ultimate that's going to be pretty strong, if I'm not wrong, which is around 50% extra damage, or it might be 100%. I forget how many times it stacks in regards to how much percentage you get per stack, but I know you can stack it up to 2 times. So after you chain attack twice with Billy, you're able to get a massive boost to his ultimate, which is a nice AoE ultimate, which I cannot wait to try later on in the future. But if you've already been doing this or you've already tried this mechanic, let me know in the comments below how good is it. The next character we're going to be talking about is Ben, and Ben as well doesn't have anything crazy in regards to his kit as well. All he has is the follow-up that comes from his skill after you do the parry, which is a really nice thing for him to have. And after you do this follow-up as well, you will be getting a shield for your entire team, and not only that, a crit rate bonus as well, so he can be a nice supportive unit, with Ben being the only defensive character in the game. The next character is going to be Soldier 11, by far one of the most fun characters in my honest opinion. And with Soldier 11, of course, as many may know, she has the fire suppression state, which you can time your basic attacks to allow yourself to have multiple hits of fire without needing your skill and without needing your ultimate. To know something fun about Soldier 11 that a lot of people might not know is that you're actually able to time the first hit to have fire suppression if you switch in raw with another character. This doesn't include chain attack, this doesn't include the ultimate, and this doesn't include the skill. So it's actually a really cool thing to see that you're able to time a switch in to be able to give the first hit fire suppression, which gives you almost unlimited access to that move, which usually the first hit is supposed to be only physical, but with the raw switch in at the right time, you're able to get 100% fire suppression, and that is a very, very strong damage boost for her to have. The next character we're going to be talking about next is going to be Coleta, and Coleta is something similar in regards to how she works, with her gaining furnace fire from her ultimate, her EX skill, and so much more in regards to her chain attack, which gives you a lot more days. But when you end up using the second or fourth hit, again, if I'm not wrong, on Coleta, then you're able to get a faster version and a stronger version of your skill, something similar to how Ambi works, and another character that we will see in the future as well. The next character is going to be Lykan. There's not really a lot when it comes to Lykan in regards to how strong he is with extended mechanics, but if you hold the charge attack button or hold the light button, you're able to get these ice infused attacks, which gives so much more days for Lykan, and he's an absolutely amazing unit. Too bad he doesn't have more extended mechanics that we can talk about. The next one is going to be, and last unit will be, Piper, and Piper has the same thing that Coleta has, where on the second or fourth hit, she can actually spin a lot faster and make it happen a lot quicker, which is going to overall help you with being able to stop enemies before they get to hit you, or to be able to stack on that assault, which is a very, very strong reaction in this game and does a lot of damage. I still don't have her somehow. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video in regards to all the mechanics that are unique to all of these different characters. I cannot wait to learn more things or get more characters in regards to Julian, and also all the 1.1 characters that have been drip marketed as well. Let me know if you learned something new, and let me know if you're going to try any of these things as soon as you get on the game. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. See y'all guys in the next one, and peace.